So I just wanted to take not an instant, it can be like a couple minutes, like maybe 5, 10. But I just want to address the fact, liberals, California liberals, okay? Now, I'm a nice person, alright? But sometimes they piss me off. I'm not gonna lie, because I like being real. And for instance, my coworkers, we were talking about the Kaepernick situation, and somehow they derailed it to the KKK, alright? And they said all white people are KKK and all white people are racist. Now, I'm gonna admit, through the recent history, through like recent past happenings in the past that I've had, that there are racist people. All right. Now I'm not saying younger people because I believe a lot of the younger generation, like not to get too technical, but like a lot of millennials, a lot of Generation Z, whatever you want to call them, are not as racist as I would say baby boomers. All right. I've had a lot of baby boomers, but I think it's just the older you get, the less you really care. All right. And then you got to another thing that understands is that I would say 30 years ago was a totally different time. Yes, it was only 30 years ago, alright, and there's still people alive back then, but we have advanced so fast and so far in these past 30 years that you can't even compare back then to here. Although it's very good to keep recent to keep reminders of everything. Like for instance, World War II, the Cold War, Genghis Khan. That was Genghis Khan was a terrible answer. Uh, the Holocaust. A lot of this stuff is extremely bad, and you want to keep recent. You don't want history to repeat itself. All right, that's what someone said. Is it's good to know history so it doesn't repeat itself. But a lot of these liberals they don't know the history. All right, they don't know the history, and they don't want to learn the history. That is the problem with them. Is they don't want to learn it. And I will give you an example of when we were talking this with my coworkers. When they started talking about, it, I was like, okay, well, what about the Black Panthers, all right, or the Black Lives Matter, which is the new Black Panthers? I don't care. You can, I don't. I would compare it to KKK and the conservatives, but it's not that. Is the Black Panthers movement has a split specifically said F white people, death to cops, and stuff like that, and they have actually committed it. They are the new modern KKK. Alright, maybe they might be on the opposite side, they might have different views, but they are. Okay? There have been instances of black people who are black supremacists, alright, and they have walked up to them and they have just shot a cop, alright, and just ended that guy's life, and that was it. And of course, he was punished by the law, which everyone is accountable to the law. But it's no one. They are sweeping it under the rug. And when I told them that, they said, "Okay, Josh, sure," and they didn't want to listen to me because my view differed from theirs. And now I would say the difference with me and them is I am very open. All right, if I am wrong, I can correct myself and I can do the right thing. I like to do accordingly to the state of California, and one of my disabilities I have is I am considered, because I have enough traits, I'm considered a psychopath. Alright? And I like to be really self-aware, and I like to be right. Alright? And I like to tell people that they're wrong. Alright? But I know that, and I know how to control it. Alright? The disadvantages and the advantages, I know how to use them. Alright? Like ADHD. I have ADHD. I know how to hyper focus. I know how to use hyper focusing instead of getting wildly distracted. I know how to wildly submerge myself into my work. Like my work, I hate my job with a passion. I am still extremely grateful that they gave me the opportunity to work with them, and I still do my best. But I can doze off at work, and I know that, and I constantly have to check myself because I don't want to be that person, that lazy person. My job is a very lazy, very lazy job to say. All right. And if you want to be a lazy person, this job is perfect for you. I'm not gonna tell you what job because I do know people monitor my social media, which I don't know how they're gonna get on my Instagram if my Instagram is private. And I'm not accepting any of my coworkers because I don't like it. Every time. Let's see here. Every Tim. Okay, I don't want to be friends with a lot of my coworkers because I think a lot of their thinking is flawed. And I would say that because they don't want to change. I have given them the facts. I have given them the reason. And it wasn't just like a big old slap in your face saying, hey, you're wrong. It was more of a gentle, like, hey, well, you got to think of the facts, all right? Don't you want to know what's right? And I've actually opened up my mind. Well, I would hope I've opened up the mind of a couple of my coworkers that I work with. All right, but these two coworkers, I don't know them. I don't really work the first shift. One of them was my supervisor, and she's always in this back room. All right, and they were like, okay, and they made it really awkward, and I'm like, well, it's not okay because you guys didn't take the facts. And I actually had I was having a worse day because my bearded dragon died today, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not even gonna listen to you. And then the one thing that bothered me is that they called me a little much. And I'm like, I am not much at all right? I don't want to sound cringy like some like, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. But I like to be right. I am sorry. I like to be right, and I like to do research. And I research, and they said, you're a weird person. How is it weird to know political topics? All right, that is a very good thing to know. And since I have a power, although it's not, I would say it's not really power, but I have a voice to say in politics, I want to know what I'm doing. All right, if I was an electrician, which that is my dream job, I want to join the union. And I want to make a lot of money, which everyone does. I have to know how to be an electrician. They're not going to hire me if I don't know how to be an electrician. And I've actually had a conversation like this with one of my coworkers, and she's extremely liberal. She hates white people, and she's told me, I hate white people. I'm like, okay, I'm not white, so why are you telling me that? And I've told her, I've explained to her why the pay gap doesn't work, like the pay gap doesn't exist, and she's like, I didn't know that, and that's very helpful. And for another instance of not being well-rounded with the subject is when I went to I think I explained in the beginning, is that I don't know if I don't know if I explained in the beginning because I tried making this video like 4 or 5 times. But when I went to the Holocaust Museum, the tour guide next to me was, they said Hitler's motto was "Make Germany Great Again." All right, and the crew said, "Oh, I think I got a cough." Nope. The crew said, "Oh, I know who that sounds like." Oh, do you? That is the dumbest thing you can say. All right, stop trying to say stupid questions. All right, and freaking, I wanted to snap to them and tell them that, look at, yes, Hitler did say that. Yes, he did blame the liberals, all right, for losing World War One. You want to know who says he blamed liberals for ruining America? You want to know who says make America great again the most and actually started this trend? Our president, the United States president. I'm going to rub that in there because I know a lot of people say, that's not my president, only 2 more years. That is your president. That is your president. He has been your president for 2 years, and he has 2 more years, all right? You can suck an egg. Okay, stop lying to yourself. All right, that's like one of the main topics I've been talking about this whole time. All right. Okay, I got a little off tracks there. Okay, Trump is nothing like Hitler. Okay, Hitler, what he first did is he took away the people's guns. You want to know who's doing that? Oh, the liberals. The liberals are doing that. Okay, then Hitler marked people, alright? He marked the Jews with a star, alright? And he had to make them stand out, alright? You want to know who's doing that? The liberals are, alright? And you're saying, oh, maybe it's not to a massive extent, but they are censoring and bullying whites for no reason, for something that happened 200 years ago. I don't know the exact dates, alright? But that happened a long time ago, and I would say 1% out of 999. Why 1% out of 99 people, okay, are maybe actually racist that are in the white community. All right, I'm not white. I don't know. I don't hang out with white people. A lot of people I talk to. Well, I only talk to people at my work. I'm a hermit. Character Z, as much you might want to say it as. But a lot of people aren't really racist, and you're holding this against them. All right. Then Hitler censored the media. All right. He didn't let people. The movies he made had to be censored. You would be criminally punished. And you want to know who's doing that? These liberal media sources. Now, I don't know the extent to it, but I do know in personal experiences that no one wants to listen to a conservative. If your view's different from a liberal, they don't want to listen to you. For instance, I was watching a Twitch stream, and we got into the topic of violence, and I said, if someone punches me and tries to rob me, I am not going to put mercy on him, alright? I'm not going to be the little nice guy and say, here, take my money. No, I am 5'10", 230 pounds, and I lift, okay? I have a decent amount. I don't lift a lot of weight. Like, I would say the only thing memorable is probably my deadlift and my squat. My bench is pretty lacking, but I don't work bench, alright? That's not the topic, alright? The topic is, I am not going to go hard on that guy. I'm not going to go easy on that guy. If you want to be running rogue against the law, I'm going to punish you to the extent of the law, alright? I'm going to slam you into the ground until the threat is over, alright? And I would not care if you died. I would not feel any sorrow if you died, alright? Because that was your choice to do a criminal act towards me, and I acted out in self-defense. Alright, and people say, that's sadistic. I was like, I don't care, alright? I've already told you I'm a psychopath, and I don't feel sympathy as much people, alright? But that's just me. I am not going to care. Okay, if you're gonna live against the law, and you die against the law, or you die by the law, then that is your choice. That is how you want to die. Alright, and a lot of people say, cops shoot black people. Well, a lot of these black people have been reported for crimes. A lot of them have not been complying. And they said, that's not true. I have clips on my Instagram, and if anyone watches this video and wants to see the clips, I'll be gladly to flip through my saved file and send them to you, alright? It's not going to be a hard thing for me to do that. I can show you them, alright? And it was like, these people, they didn't want to shoot the guy, alright? And they tried using they tried using their brute strength, and guess what happened? The guy pulled the cop's gun out of a thing and shot both of the cops. Now, luckily, both of them survived. I don't know the condition right now because the story kind of fell off through there, but they survived. Now, if they had their gun out, I'm pretty sure that guy wouldn't have even reached for the gun. He would have complied. Or like the video of the cops trying to stop that guy on drugs. That guy was obviously on drugs, all right? No one can survive that many baton hits without being like in serious pain, all right? That is what drugs do to you. Is basically they'll make you superhuman. And they could have easily shot that guy, all right? They had the full right to shoot that guy. He's being uncompliant, and he endangered their lives and the people around him, or people around the cops. They had the full right to shoot him, and they didn't shoot him. And I don't know what happened to end the video because the video cuts out, but they might have resorted to a lethal force. Or let's put in the fact that if someone pulls a gun out at you, the cop's going to shoot you, okay? You're endangering his life. If when you pull a gun out and you make it look like you have a gun, it's his life or your life. That is how he is thinking it. Dang it, where was I going to go off with this? Let's see here. I know I was saying not knowing both sides. Oh, Trump and Hitler. Okay. Okay, so the media censorship, alright? And okay, we were talking about I was watching a Twitch stream, and we got on the topic of violence, and I said I will use full force, and she said, well, I don't really I don't understand violence. Like, why do these wars happen? And I told her, well, in the most recent war we've had, it's actually a extremist religion. And I say extremist religion because the religion that I'm a Christian, all right? That doesn't change of course it changes a lot of my views, but I'm not a violent person. I like to be violent. Like, I like to get physical. I've done wrestling in high school. I like to me and my friends, we like to punch each other. I like to lift I like to be very aggressive, but I know how to control myself, all right? But in the Quran's doctrine, their motto is death to infidels. Now that's the common one that everyone hears, all right? And if they do not conform, either you kill them with a sword or you tax them. And that's how they grow. Now remember, you might say, "Oh, well, the Crusades. The Crusades were in retaliation to the Muslim rise." All right, the Muslims, they either you move in there by killing them, you convert their doctrine, convert their thinking, or you I don't know how you or you steal, like basically lies, deception, and killing. All right, that is how they manipulate. All right, and you can fact check everything I have in their book because it's all in their book. All right, have I read their full book? No, because I hate reading. Would I read their full book? Yeah, I would read their full book. All right, I'm just terrible at reading. I think it's very good to know your enemy. I would say know your enemy is in the saying, but just put your feet in the other person's shoes. All right, like let's put the topic of like gays. All right, I don't support gay rights. All right, and I don't even see how they think like that because I'm not gay. All right, but it doesn't change the fact that they're not human beings. I should still respect them. I've seen many gay people. I've talked to many gay people, and I've told them that I'm Christian because we actually had conversations. And like for instance, there was a gay kid at my school, and I never treated him bad. Maybe I would like make jokes in my mind, but that's just because I like making jokes, like offensive jokes. That is, I like to make offensive. I like internet humor. All right, but I've never assaulted him. I've never called him a sinner or anything like that. I haven't done anything to offend him as a human being, but I just don't support gay rights. I think you're something wrong in your head, and I think that that there's something wrong with your head because you think different than most human beings. And now I'm not saying thinking different is bad, but in that sense, that's a little touchy subject. I want to get back on track. And she got really mad. She's saying, "I don't like you saying that Muslim or Islam is a hostile, is an aggressive religion." And I said, "Well, it's true, and you can't deny that." And the mods deleted my conversation, and he said, "No more, that's enough of that." And I said, "Well, why didn't you delete the person who was responding to me?" And he's like, "Because they didn't respond as much." I was like, "Yeah, but they still had a political conversation with a political standpoint. Why aren't you deleting that?" And the streamer goes, "No, what you're saying is racist. I'm going to have to ban you." And I'm like, okay, one, you could have just warned me. All right. Two, did you really just tell me that Islam is a that Islam is a race? Do you not know that's a religion? All right, please tell me you know that's a religion. That's all I cared about. I didn't even care if I got banned, man. I was like, okay, I see who I'm dealing with. And they don't want to hear the other side. All right, and they will censor you as much as you can. And another thing, Hitler, how he came in power was his government was at an economically disadvantage. All right, they just finished World War One. I'm pretty sure they had to pay off a lot of stuff. Okay, and a lot of they were in a recession. All right, just like the United States was. I would say most of the world was probably in a recession at that time. Hitler came into power by rallying the people and forcefully taking the government. And he threatened to kill anyone who did it. Alright? Now, I said I was a psychopath. I'm a modern day psychopath. I'm not really going out killing people, not caring about it. Like, maybe I like to burn fires. I like to burn myself. I have a couple of burn marks on my arm. I like to heat up the Bic lighter. Like that. And just put it on for a little bit. And then put it on my arm. Yes, that's something wrong with me. And yes, there's something wrong with my head. But I'm not going around killing Jews, taking over governments, all right, like Hitler was, right? Trump ran a legitimate race, and he won it legitimately. And you might say, Russia tampered with the voting system, all right? Who cares? If Russia really wanted to take over America, who would they put? A businessman who knows how to make a deal, the art of the deal, if you might say, or the weak, naive person, which most liberals are pushovers. I'm going to be honest with you. Most of these liberals are pushovers. All right, they're a hive mind. All right. Oh, that's a liberal right there. What do they think? Potatoes are a vegetable. Wait, they are a vegetable. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Potatoes are a. Dang it! What? I can't even put that in an example now. Let's see here. What's a good example for this? Grapes are in the pineapple family. Maybe they might be. I don't know. I don't know too much about vegetables. I'm not very well rounded in the vegetable scene. But I know they don't look like a pineapple. They're nowhere near looking like a pineapple. Right? So I'm not going to believe they're in the pineapple family. Okay? But if a liberal says it, it must be true. Why wouldn't it be true if this person's the same party as I think? And it's not more of like, yeah, yes, I agree with most of like Ben Shapiro, Tucker, Gavin McInnes. I would even put him in there. Steven Crowder. I was trying to think of his name, and a lot of other people that he brings on his shows. Yes, I agree with a lot of their points, but there's a lot of stuff that we differ against. All right. And now I don't have any one of them on the top of my head, or I can say all gun control. All right, I think there should be a lot of testing for guns. Okay, and I want a gun, but I can see why people don't think I should have a gun, because I do have disabilities, and I do have mental disabilities, mental disorders, and I'm suicidal. To say, all right, anyone tell me that, I'm going to deny it. But it's just the fact that you can't work at this hive mind. They have this hive mind mentality that it makes them look bad. And I've told them that. I'm like, this really makes you look bad. Why don't stop? Please stop. And they don't want to listen to me. And I'm like, okay, well, that's your choice. So, okay. I don't know. I just wanted to ramble off. My coworkers, they're nice people, all right? They're really, and I might make a follow-up video to this. They're nice people, all right? They're really nice. Would I want to make friends with them? Not really. We don't have anything in common. Maybe one or two of my coworkers we have something in common. But other than that, no. And I would just leave it at that. They're just work colleagues. I am just a coworker. But the one thing that does bother me is that, okay, well, I say it bothers me just because I think about it, because I'm very self-destructive, all right? At times, I can be at night, I'm very self-destructive. But then when I take a whole bunch of caffeine, I feel a lot better about myself, all right? The one thing that bothered me today was that my coworker called me a little bit much. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? You're a little intense. And I'm like, I have a character, all right? Now, I'm not playing a character. I just have a character, all right? I'm very outgoing. I like to help people. For instance, I like to hold the door for people. I like to say hello. I like to say you have a good day. And I like to respond to them, all right? I don't see if that's a bad thing. I like to be right. I don't think anyone likes to be wrong. I don't think anyone wants to be wrong, all right? But to say I'm a bit much, I'm not going to pull a hip little, like, what is it? I'm not going to pull like a, if you can't handle me at my best, can't take me at my worst situation. But you can't say I'm a bit much when I'm trying to help you the whole day. And she's like, I'm super tired, I need something to do. I'm like, okay, well, I'm shredding all these papers. You want to take the staples and paper clips out for me? And she's like, and I'm like, okay, I understand, because this is a job for lazy people. If you're not in one of the offices or you're not a supervisor, then you don't really have an important job. You're easily replaceable. And that's what I mean about the self-destructive, is I believe a lot of things, well, I believe everything has an end, and the sooner you begin to realize that, the more and more everything becomes meaningless. Alright? My job is pointless. Alright? Everything can be done by robots. Okay? Everything can be done by a website. Then if you have a question, you can call a supervisor, right? Because most of the times the questions can only be answered by a supervisor. And I told my coworkers that, and they're like, nah. And because they're lazy people. They're nice people, but they're lazy. They get mad that we have to set up a room or something. I'm like, okay, well, come on, dude. You get paid. We get paid terrible, alright? We get paid bare minimum wage for California, all right? And I understand it. I hate it. I dislike the job, but I'm very grateful that I'm working there, all right? It is a nice job. Why I try to start my career, all right? And I just because I don't like it doesn't mean I can't do my best, all right? I do everything I do at that job. I don't complain, and I just try to do my best as fast as I can. And I don't want to leave any heads turned or stones turned, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to have a bad taste in the workplace. I don't want them to have a bad taste of me. All right? I want them to know that I was just a hard worker and I came there to work. But when you have these lazy people with these lazy attitudes and you call me a bit much, it's going to bother me, man. Come on. Why you going to break my spirit like that? Okay, I'm rambling. I'm going to make another rambling video about this. A lot better one, a lot longer. Because I want to go to bed. Because I got work tomorrow morning. And if any of my coworkers see this and they actually watch to the end, listen here, alright? If you want to be my friend, just tell me that, alright? Because if not, I'm not going to try to be your friend, alright? I'm not going to ask you for your social media. I'm not going to ask you for anything. Maybe I'll tell you some lifting advice because I know they like lifting and I like lifting. And everyone can have advice, alright? Never reject advice. But I'm not going to be I'm not going to change who I am so you feel comfortable. All right. Okay. Well, that's like okay. Yeah. Let me rewind. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay. I'm not gonna change who I am so that everyone else is happy. All right. In order to be the bigger person, you're going to have to be real. Okay. And I've learned that, and I've lost a lot. I lost all of my friends except for one because of that. Do I feel bad for it? No. I am socially a loser, alright? I don't have any problem with that, alright? Because now I know that any friends I do make in the future, I'm not to say I'm testing them, but I'm gonna say that I'm gonna choose them a lot more wisely. I have a lot bigger option now. It's the adult life to say, and I can pick and choose who I want. But if you're gonna be fake to me, don't be fake to me in front of my face. Because I can see fake a mile away. Alright? You can talk bad behind my back. But remember, if I figure out and you can't hold your end of the deal, don't chicken out, alright? Man up. Alright? Woman up. I don't care what you want to call it. Be real. That is how people get mad at each other, right? Is they say these little fake things. I am rambling. I gotta end it, alright? I'm ending it right now.